Hello everyone. Today's presentation is going to be on Grupo BIMBO, presented to you by Team 2. Our team is composed by Anna, Chris, myself, Maria Laura, Amy, Donald, Ferris, and Ricardo. So to start off, who is BIMBO? Well, Grupo BIMBO is a Mexican multinational bakery product manufacturing company. It's the world's largest baking company, and it was also the ninth largest company of Mexico by revenues in 2013. Their purpose is to build a sustainable, highly productive, and humane company with a mission to deliver delicious and nutritious baked goods and snacks in the hands of all. Well, their website showed a beautiful timeline through their history, but I'll summarize some of the key points I found interesting. Well, Panificación Bimbo was founded in 1945. In 1979, they already had 3 companies, 12 plants, and 15,000 associates. In 1980, Bimbo started exporting to the United States, and with their eventual growth, they changed their organizational structure to Bimbo Industrial Group. Around the 19s, Bimbo already had started operations in Central America and Latin America through Argentina and Guatemala. The years after that were marked by many acquisitions. They made their presence in the Asian market through the acquisition of a Beijing baking company, Pan Rico. In 2011, they officially became the world's largest baking company and also constructed a wind farm. In 2017, they have made their presence in the African continent through the acquisition of a Grupo Adagal in Morocco. And this year, in 2020, they did a strategic partnership with Foodtown. So if we stop and think about, where's Bimbo today? Well, Bimbo today has 196 plants, more than 134,000 associates, more than 3 million points of sales. They reach annual sales of $15.1 billion and presence in 33 countries with more than 100 brands.
Opportunities. Bimbo showed a great example of market penetration. They achieved this by transforming the business from only selling loaves of bread in 1945 to selling donuts, hot dog buns, and burger buns in 1952. In the present day, they have created hundreds of more delicious baked goods such as cookies, pastries, chocolate-covered donuts, and other products that have become household favorites today. This is a great representation of the organization's mission to innovate baked goods. The company started testing the waters in foreign markets once they began exporting to the USA in 1984. Eventually, in 1998, they acquired Miss Baird's and later George Weston's Limited, which established themselves as a serious competitor in the US market. Now, 52% of the organization's revenue is collected from the USA and Canada. 10 years ago, in 2010, Bimbo realized that people around the world are becoming more environmentally cautious, which resulted in the company turning their previous plastic bags into oxo-biodegradable tech to improve the carbon footprint of the company. Challenges the company has encountered. At the time of the General Ordinary Assembly of National Agricultural Council, the president requested the CEO of Bimbo to regulate the rural sectors immediately, which would allow sustainability to the agricultural environment of the company. The company, of course, followed through with a course of action that pleased the council. The FDA proved to be indecisive with their nutritional food labels by not being able to clarify the definitions in some ingredients in the new nutritional food label guidelines. This was withholding the ability for Bimbo to release their food label, which was due on the 1st of January 2020. This was pushing some companies to reformulate their recipes, which resulted in Bimbo doing the same by removing high fructose corn syrup from its products. This was the only way Bimbo could appeal to the FDA's guidelines.
Now we're going to talk about the market entry strategies. The first one will be direct exporting. The next will be licensing, and the third will be franchising. First, with direct exporting, Bimbo already exports goods to 3 places: North America, Latin America, and Europe. The benefits of this is creating a greater expertise in international marketing. Direct exporting helps to have better knowledge of the market and having full control over the product. They gain no significant export sales with this. For licensing, the company's income depends on profits and interest paid by its subsidies and royalties obtained from the trademark license agreements executed by the group. The benefits of this, they want to promote the products, the healthy lifestyle of promoting that. This includes physical activities and correct diet habits, as well as innovation improvements on the products. This also keeps all data private, and still there's no significant sales by doing so. With franchising, for Bimbo, the cost of becoming a franchise or a distributor are not specified by Bimbo. The benefits of this is Bimbo does not have to advise its franchise or factors in the cost of delivery vehicle and gas, insurance, taxes, and bookkeeping, and is handled by a computer. The bakery also offers resources for assistants to take care of these areas of businesses on its website.
So now I'm going to talk about the information technology and communication part. As you have known from our previous company explanation, Grupo BIMBO is a Mexican multinational bakery product manufacturer company, and the headquarters is located in Mexico. which is why I want to focus the ICT data in Mexico. As you can see from this slide, I have a data chart for the demand of ICT statistic in Latin America and the Caribbean. From the data, Mexico has a high level of demand in ICT household indicator, as well as a high level demand for ICT business indicator, which means that there are many consumers and businesses uses the internet to communicate with each other. Having such high demand for ICT is an advantage for Grupo BIMBO because they are able to increase their influence of the product faster to the consumers over the internet. Not only that, they could also increase the manufacturer productivity as well as improve customer service by watching online reviews and feedbacks. Gathering surveys about how consumers feel about their product will be able to improve the product itself. ICT could also improve the financial performance by advertising through internet such as social media, websites, and television ads. So for Mexico, as an emerging country with a high demand in ICT users, Grupo Bimbo is able to leverage the information about the product much faster to the consumer through the internet.
Now, let's talk about their innovative business model. Today, I'm going to mention 5 different aspects of their business model that have been innovated throughout the years. Let's start with their value proposition. From introducing bread to Mexican households, to producing and delivering fresh, high-quality bread to all Mexican households, was something that not only revolutionized the bakery industry for Mexico, but also to Latin America. Secondly, their target market. They initially target Mexican housewives since they were the ones that did the groceries at the supermarket. Eventually, as time went by, Bimbo was able to target families from all over the world, and this was possible for Bimbo to achieve success and being present in more than 32 countries around the world. Number 3 is their distribution channel. Bimbo had to study for months all possible efficient ways to deliver their products to their consumers, since prior to Bimbo, they were not really established distribution channels nor routes of distribution. Number 4 is their organizational structure. Because they started as a group of friends with a dream, they treated their employees as a family. However, as time went by and the company grew, they had to create standard structures in order to achieve their efficiency. Number 5, and last but not least, is their value chain. Throughout the years, the willingness to adjust their value chain in order to maintain a successful company was something that allowed Bimbo to achieve success for over 73 years.
I want to talk about the liability of foreigners, which are difficulties and disadvantages a company is facing when entering a new market. Compared to other businesses, the Group Bimbo barely handles problems. It is represented in 33 countries in America, Europe, Africa, and Asia, and is fully complying legislation and regulations of each country. But how has the Group Bimbo prevented this from becoming a problem? When the company began expanding, it started with entering neighboring countries first, like the US. In those countries, the brand was already somewhat known. Another thing is that the Group Bimbo bought off many foreign companies to broaden its reach. The Group Bimbo now consists of more than 100 companies. Another thing is that the business has a high awareness of complexities and risks in the market, which is probably due to the high amount of research that the company is doing. Another big factor are the types of products the company is selling. Snacks and baked goods have a high salability. That means that there's demand for those products in basically every country. The last factor is the stress that the company puts on constantly evolving and innovating, not only products, but also the way those products are produced. Now Ricardo is bringing our presentation to an end.
So now we will talk about the reasons for Bimbo's successes and its failures. In the foreign market, one of their successes was they started small with neighboring countries, and then they slowly moved further to other continents like Asia and Africa. They started small in the neighboring countries because of the similar culture and the similar consumer patterns. In the introduction of the product, it was a high success because it introduced bread to a lot of homes in Mexico and delivered a high quality product for industrial bread, and in turn, which made customers have high loyalty to the product and the company. Another success was its early market entry. It entered early in a highly profitable market, and it grew efficiently over the years to become multinational, expanding to various other countries. It was also one of the biggest successes that it was highly adaptable. It adapted as necessary in many countries, and it was mostly a big success because in some countries like Brazil, they didn't have such a good adaptability and had to reformulate the product. Speaking of reformulating, many pricing fluctuations, that was one of its failures. Many countries had a lot of pricing limitations about the product because it was an industrial product and its costs were very minimal. It caused many reformulations to keep up with its sustainability, to make it sustainable, and some of the products weren't as par as one of the original Bimbo products with the original formula. Another failure, and probably its biggest in the foreign market, was Brazil. It entered the Brazilian market wrongly, as it was thinking it was similar to Mexico, and because they thought industrial bread was consumed just like in Mexico, but it wasn't. People in Brazil actually preferred artisanal bread, and they would focus on buying it from hypermarkets, where Bimbo thought they would have to focus on small shops and bakeries, while all the bread was being bought in hypermarkets. So they had to readapt to that. Thank you so much for hearing our presentation.